And the more somebody has energy, the more life force they have, the more joy they have, the more happiness they have, the greater attraction you have. And there's no difference. Your cell thinks just like you. If you're seeing a living fluid inside of the human body, it's attracted to the cell from the magnetites, the electromagnetic frequency. The dead food is not attracted to it. At best, it produces sugar that gives you a false energy. And a weak energy. This is how so many of us, 6, 7 out of 10, have low blood sugar problems or high blood sugar problems. Even if you've not been diagnosed, you're close to being diagnosed. The recent hypothesis, the fourth phase of water acts as a navigator for all other elements. You and I learned in high school the first 3 phases. Water is fluid. What else? Solid, ice, and vapor. Now we know the most important part, the fourth phase, it's a navigator. So the water part of your body, that is how many percent? 70. 70% of your body. 80% of your brain. 80% of your brain is water. 70% of your body is water. It's the greatest pull of electromagnetic energy. So when you connect to all of the electromagnetic fields, it goes to the water in your body. Just like when an electrical storm happens, the first place you don't sit is in a pool, or in a lake, or in an ocean. You want to be sitting with a lot of water, hydration in your body. Now once the energy comes in, then what attracts it to the second level? The what again? The phosphorus. But it's a magnetic field of water that creates that. And it really takes waste out of your body too. So the number one way to get waste out of your body is not a cleansing product you buy out of the health store. It's drinking enough water. Sweating through normal exercise. What we know is from my colleague Dr. Kenneth Cooper is to maintain, not to become healthy, just to maintain. If you're not doing 35 minutes of heart-pounding, sweating, aerobic exercise 5 days a week, you can't be healthy. I don't care how much raw food you eat or how many vegan foods you eat. You cannot be healthy without 5 days a week, 35 minutes minimum. We prefer, doctors who know about this, an hour because you get 3 to 4 times the benefit. What we know from Cooper's work at the Cooper Center, he's a god of exercise. You don't think that is down in Texas. Good man, smart. He basically showed us you don't even start to roll where you should until you're 28 minutes. Now those are, how many of you do aerobic exercise? Notice tomorrow when you're doing it, at 28 minutes you get to this different plateau. So if you go from 28 minutes to 35 minutes, great. If you go from 28 minutes to 60 minutes, incredible. And so detoxification. Again, if you can follow that up as I do, 7 days a week, 365 days a year with the sauna. And if it's an infrared sauna, mango is good. I'm going to tell you. An infrared sauna takes 87% more waste out of the body than a normal sauna. If you have a kidney problem, a lung problem, a bladder problem, you get into a steam bath. They're water-based organs. Best for you is a steam bath. Not to say an infrared's not good for you too. But water-based organs are there. Those of us who hate jacuzzis like me, you know why? Lymphatic system and nervous system. My mind's going too often. I get into a jacuzzi, I want to jump out in a minute. So I'm always thinking. It stimulates your nervous system. So if you don't like, whatever you don't like is what you need usually. You don't like saunas, you need it. You don't like steam, you need it. Proper nutrition. When understanding these principles, it is imperative that we consume only pure and life-filled nourishment. Nourishment that resonates with the total of all life energizes your biology, giving you the potential to let go of your old preconceived notion and accept the omnipresent consciousness that abounds. Now again, remember, I told you I was a fat, brain-dead young guy. And when I changed my diet, I sure didn't want to change. I was afraid to change. My consciousness changed. How many of you have noticed that? You gave up animal-based foods and changed. Why do you think every great philosophy and religion in the history of the world told you to do? Why do you think if you're a Christian, you better start reading the first few pages? Forget after we sinned. That was when we screwed up. First few pages. What do they tell you to do? Eat plant-based food. Don't quote to me that Jesus gave fish out. That was for a bunch of suckers who only wanted to eat fish. You want to have a debate on the Bible, I'll do it. Go back to Genesis. Bottom line is that you are unconscious, you continue to do the same old things that you've already done. Why you're sick is because you intend to be sick. You work hard at being sick. Why you're unhappy is you haven't found who you are. You know, very simple principles, people. I watch these things change in people every single day of my life. I watch people desperate, dying, sad, broken, and given days to live, come back to life. And it's not because only food. It's because of their heart open. And them saying, I do have a purpose, I do have a reason, I do have a place, I can contribute. That's the beginning. And then when you use the tools, the mundane tools of eating properly, exercising the body, and cleansing the system, then you become human again. The problem is today is that humans aren't bad, we're subhuman. We're not living at human level. What humans are capable of is endless, amazing. Humans are Mahatma Gandhi. Humans are Martin Luther King. Humans are Mandela. That's who humans are. And they're not superhumans or exceptional humans, they're human. If you're not there, and in awe of these people, it's because you're not living at a human level. There's nothing that has been done by those people that you cannot do easily once you let go of yourself. As I always say, you fall in the arms of the universe and let it happen, rather than try to manipulate it because you're so confused and out of control. So with that said, what we're going to do is get up and dance for a minute, and then we'll answer questions. Yeah, we got to get blood to the head now. Months ago, now 90% of the drinking water that people consume on this planet has been tested. 100% of it has pharmaceutical value. So let this sink in. So when they went to the North Pole, they went to the South Pole, they went to the most pristine places in the world, in the middle of the Pacific Ocean island. Every bit of water has pharmaceutical value. It's very simple. If you have money, I can give you the name of a guy out of California that will come to your house, put a $50,000 unit in your whole house. If you don't, you must start drinking distilled water. The only system, period, you could pay $10,000 for a water system. The only systems that take out pharmaceutical drugs are distillers. The best distillers today are what we're using at Hippocrates for our guests, called Atmos, like atmosphere, ATMOS, where it's systems that extract water from the air. And Florida is a perfect place for this. Unfortunately, it doesn't work in the desert. So they're called Atmos systems. Of course, the water in the air is distilled water. Rainwater is distilled water, minus the chemicals that are there now. That's what you should be drinking. No other systems. Reverse osmosis do not work. Back 25 to 20 years ago, I would say if you put $5,000 to $6,000 RO units, they work. Then we found out about the pharmaceuticals. So small, they go right through.
What about all the minerals that you're missing?
Again, the minerals that you get in mineral waters, tap water, spring water, will not, and never have been digested by the body. They become hardening of the arteries, stones in the kidneys, bladder, etc. I'll repeat slowly again. On the bottom of a root system, you have follicles that move like this. That's all the sales pitch from the water industry. That move on the rock-solid, sand-based minerals. Ionically pick it up, and what you get in a plant are the minerals that you need. So why we don't lack minerals is because we take plant-based minerals. And do not ever, ever take spring water, all of this other stuff. Okay. Anyone on this row in the back? Yes. Oh yes, so nice to see you. Say it again. DoWeCare.org.
She's cold. It's cold.
We appreciate it. We're working now, so you know, to stay in touch with us on getting genetically modified foods labeled in our state. We're right now funding that in California and hope to pass it next month. Yes.
Have you, seen any severe cases of OCD?
Oh, sure. OCD is something that almost every user has to do. And so what you have to do is be ready for the change. That's it. It's a very intense program. This is, again, not for the lighthearted. Not for people who come to be treated, for people who come to learn how to heal themselves. We're there for you to support the doctor who got doing IVs, the guy who trains all the doctors in the world, Dr. Gent. So that's the level we get. Psychotherapist, and then we keep 25 years. They didn't home run all the time. So what you're really paying us for, besides treatment and therapy and all these things, is the education. Because you don't know how to do this when you come back. You can. And you will. So you need to know what to do, how to do it. And we need to be there so when you get in trouble, you write us, or call us, or get on the internet. You constantly get this. This latest magazine reflects my latest book, Killer Fish. Now, most of you, when you walked in here tonight, would have said fish is a good food. You read this and still eat fish, you're suicidal. That's it. It's insanity. If I wanted to hurt you, I could eat fish. Yes. Yes. It's probably the greatest embellishment I've seen precipitated on the public in history. Do we use ionizing in our apples? Absolutely. When you have a sick person, the electromagnetic frequency of their cell dramatically decreases to a point when it dies, it's going to become cancer. So we want to charge the cell at that point with alkaline water. But the truth of the matter is there's not an alkalizing machine, including the very expensive ones, that's a filter. None of these are filtered. At best, they have something equivalent to the Brita filter. You might as well not have a filter if you're using a Brita. So their whole premise is now we have alkalized, organized, structured water, but if I'm giving you organized, structured chemicals, organized, structured heavy metals, it's worse for you than me not. Do I drink alkalized water? Because we have it at the Institute 3 or 4 cups a week, but healthy people ought not to constantly do that. It's not a healthy thing to constantly stimulate. It's synthetic. It's like taking an amphetamine to stay awake. Virtually not good.
Juicing, this seems to be a real big deal. There's different camps that say juice, you shouldn't blend like with a Vitamix or
There's scientists and then there's salesmen. So let's talk about science. If you get a proper juicer to us is a press juicer or the auger presses, which act like your teeth. There are 2 augers generally that come very close together and have thousands of pounds of pressure, just like you would in your own teeth. They don't destroy the structure of the juice. But if you took that juice out and sat it for 15 minutes, the important part is gone. The important part you get on raw foods and raw juices are the hormones, the oxygen, the phytonutrients, and the enzymes in the juice. 15 minutes, it's gone. You take a Vitamix blender or a $29 blender, in 90 seconds, more than 90% of the nutrients are dead. So what you're doing is splitting open the thing, blowing air through it, bacteria in it, God knows what else is in it, and destroying the nutrients. Why blenders have become popular is because people are lazy. It's a whole lot harder to clean a juicer than it is a blender. Like an idiot, here I'm an expert in it. For 10 years I kept cleaning juicers. And a friend of mine finally came over one day and said, "What have you done?" He said, "Take the juicer, soak it in your sink for like 5 minutes. You don't even have to clean it. You wash it off. It works." So don't be lazy. Don't think blenders are healthy food. We call blended food